You're just lounging around all day without working? Don't be so spoiled. My mother-in-law's lectures echo through the house almost daily. As I soothed my twin daughters, I was growing weary of my mother-in-law's constant nagging. Then, as if to add insult to injury, my husband said, "Man, I shouldn't have married someone who's given up on being a woman. I want to divorce." Something snapped inside me. I guess that's enough. It really is enough, isn't it? That day, I stopped trying. My name is Violet. I'm a 32-year-old stay-at-home mom. After 6 years of marriage to John and struggling to conceive, we were blessed with twins following fertility treatments. When I found out I was carrying 2 babies, I was so happy I cried. John was shocked by the news of twins but was overjoyed. I believed that once the children were born, fun-filled days would follow. I never doubted that happy days were waiting for us. But reality was not so kind. Wah. Oh, hold on a sec, Lily, I'm just changing Rose's diaper. While I tend to Rose, Lily starts crying. Wah. Next is Rose, huh? I'll give you yours, as soon as I'm done with Lily's milk. When I'm attending to Lily, Rose starts to fuss. Phew. Rose finally fell asleep. Wah. Ah. When Rose sleeps, Lily wakes up, and when Lily sleeps, Rose wakes up. Why can't you both just sleep at the same time? Taking care of twins is overwhelmingly busy. When one calms down, the other starts fussing. Somehow, they take turns needing care, leaving me no time to rest. What day is it today? What day of the week? Is it day or night right now? When did I last sleep? Oh, I've only eaten a single piece of bread today. Days go by where I lose track of time and date. I often fall asleep while feeding them, dropping the bottle in the process. I thought I understood how hard it is to care for even one baby. Still, I think to myself, if it were just one instead of twins, maybe it would have been easier. Before the children were born, my husband used to be more attentive. He researched and bought various parenting gadgets. He seemed like he would become a hands-on dad. But that anticipation turned out to be an illusion. My hopes were dashed. A husband who does nothing was what I was left with. Hey, where's my dinner? As I'm taking care of our daughters, my husband, who is watching TV and playing with his phone, demands his meal. Sorry, I didn't have time to go shopping. Can you go buy fast food or something? I apologize profusely as I continue to busy myself with the children. My husband frowns in displeasure. Huh? You're telling your husband, who's tired from work, to go buy his own food? To eat something instant? You're the worst wife. Spitting out those words, he stormed out of the house. The door slammed shut with a loud bang. Again. He's probably going out to eat. A few hours later, he'll return slightly tipsy and startle the kids awake by loudly announcing, "The Lord of the Manor is back." Hey, girls. It's Daddy. I'm no longer surprised by this routine. This has been my husband's behavior since the twins were born. Stop it. They had just fallen asleep together. Wah. Just as I feared, they woke up. Sure enough, the loud voice of my husband woke the children. In times like these, I resort to the double cuddle technique. It's still manageable because they're small, but what will I do when they get bigger? Despite waking them, my husband complains, "So noisy. Why are babies always so loud?" as he heads to the bathroom. It's your fault. I glared at my husband while holding both kids, but he was completely oblivious to my anger. It's been 2 months since the twins were born. Not once has my husband helped with childcare. He rarely even holds them, let alone change diapers or bathe them. He's never even fed them milk. Every day when he comes home from work, he just plops down on the sofa. He lounges and lazes around as he pleases. I don't even have the time to complain, my days are a whirlwind of activity. Yet, my husband's demands are relentless. Where's dinner? What is married couple? The saying, "children are a bond between parents," feels like a cruel joke. It makes me want to cry. But I don't have any time for tears. Because before I can shed a tear, the twins start crying. I thought life would be fun once the kids are born. But the unexpected wasn't just limited to my husband. Violet, are you there? The intercom rings, and upon answering, my name is called out loudly. As if it's not obvious I'm here if I'm answering the intercom, right? You made me wait quite a bit. Were you trying to ignore me? I was just changing a diaper and couldn't leave. I wasn't ignoring you. We'll see about that. My in-laws' house is just a 10-minute bike ride from our apartment. Since the children were born, my mother-in-law has been coming over almost every day. And she never forgets to bring her complaints. Look at this mess. It's like a garbage dump. I'm sorry, I haven't had a moment to tidy up. Unsorted laundry had taken over the sofa. Garbage bags missed on collection day are piled up by the entrance. The kitchen with a pile of unwashed dishes. And the floor is strewn with baby gear. I managed to keep the area around the children clean, but the rest of the space might as well be a dump. Really, what's with wives these days? Neither working nor managing the household, what are they doing? Muttering under her breath, my mother-in-law inspects the house as if conducting a review. Come on, don't keep the babies cooped up at home. Go out to the park or something. And like that, we were practically chased out, the children and I. Pushing the stroller, I can't help but sigh with every step. Being criticized for not keeping up with household chores, but there's nothing I can do. After all, I'm raising twins all by myself. No, that's not right. It's not just the children. I'm also taking care of my husband. A big reason why the household chores aren't getting done is because of my husband. And then, my mother-in-law says something unbelievable. Violet, maybe it's time you started working? You've got to be kidding, right? How does she expect me to work? Normally, infants can be placed in daycare from 2 months old, but there's no such facility near us. Even if there were, there'd be no openings mid-year. And on top of that, there are twins. Getting a spot for one is hard enough, let alone for both. It's just not possible. So, I can't work. Yet day after day, my mother-in-law repeats the same thing. Don't be lazy, go get a job. Housekeeping is a wife's duty. Keep the house clean since you have babies. Your husband's job is physically demanding, so make sure you prepare nutritious meals. I'm sick of hearing it. My husband is bad enough, but my mother-in-law is the same. She occasionally helps with cleaning, but generally does nothing. She comes over every day, only to inspect the house and list her complaints. Then, after briefly playing with the kids, she leaves. What's the deal with that? To be honest, I want to scream at her not to come. But, exhausted from taking care of twins, I no longer have the energy to argue with my husband or mother-in-law. Oh, my parents in heaven. Please watch over, no, not me, but my daughters. Wishes to my deceased parents end up being for my daughters rather than for myself. I'm back now. Despite everything, the occasional walk does provide a change of scenery. Even though it was brief, going outside after so long felt good. The kids seemed happy too, in their own way. You're back late, aren't you? I'm sorry. Weren't you the one who told me to go for a walk? But being the timid person I am, I couldn't say that, it wasn't even for that long. After the mother-in-law left, I was suddenly overwhelmed with fatigue. As these hectic days continued, and the children were about to turn 3 months old, an incident occurred. Or rather, something was revealed. I was doing some cleaning, or rather, organizing clothes for a seasonal change. While checking my husband's suit pockets before sending them to the cleaners, I found it. A receipt. From what's commonly known as a shady motel. A receipt from a motel in my husband's pocket? My mind went completely blank. In the end, I just stared at it dumbfounded until the children woke up and started crying. What is this? I confronted my husband with it as soon as he got home. He was momentarily surprised by what I showed him. But he just casually said, "Ah, that," without offering any apology. Who did you go with? Yeah. So, you're cheating? Yeah, something like that. It's not something like that. Furious at his repetitive responses, I yelled, and he slammed his hand on the table. I flinched. Shut up. A woman who's given up on herself has no right to nag. What's that supposed to mean? Have you looked in the mirror lately? You've aged so much I sometimes wonder if I'm living with an old woman. How can you say that? I've been too busy with childcare. There it is, the useless woman who blames everything on her kids. There are plenty of women out there who manage childcare, housework, and work perfectly well and still look great. What about you? You can't even clean or cook properly. You're just using the kids as an excuse to slack off. To deflect from his cheating, my husband turned the argument towards my shortcomings. Those women can do it because they have support from their families. You don't help at all. You're the one who wanted kids. I never wanted them in the first place. That's cruel. You said you wanted them too. You were happy when we found out I was pregnant. I forgot about that. His harsh words made my vision blur. Why do I have to be treated this way? Maybe I'm not the perfect wife or mother. Maybe I have let myself go. But I've tried my best. The 1-month and 3-month checkups for the twins, vaccinations, they were all incredibly hard to do alone. Changing diapers for one while trying to calm the other's cries was a rush. I fought off sleep to feed them both. I cleaned as best I could, considering the children's health. As for my husband's meals, sure, I might have cut corners, but I barely eat properly myself. He can dine out alone, but he can't even buy a simple meal for me. I did my best. I really tried, and this is how it ends, with him cheating? Tears blurred my view of his face. Ah, women have it easy. Cry and everything's forgiven, right? That's too much, it's just too much. I could hear the children crying behind me. But I couldn't move. I had no more energy left to move. All I could do was stand there and cry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I apologized to my children in my heart, and then my husband added insult to injury. Man, I should never have married a woman who's let herself go like this. I want to divorce, get out. I have nowhere to go. If you've got nowhere to go, why not become homeless? At that moment, it felt as if something inside me just snapped. Crying, I went to my children. They had grown so much. I managed to pick them both up, and they immediately smiled. My beautiful, lovely children. My precious children, their smiles give me strength. Hey, hurry up and get ready to leave. I'm going to live here with a new woman. Take the kids with you, they're a nuisance. I looked at my daughter's smiles again. They seemed to be telling me not to give in to such a scumbag. Just as I was about to retort. The one leaving is you, John. A familiar voice echoed through the room. Surprised, I looked towards the voice, and there was. Mom. How come? My mother-in-law, who was supposed to have gone home in the evening, was standing there. I came back for something I forgot. I rang the intercom but got no response and got worried. And the door was unlocked. It seems my husband forgot to lock the door when he came home. I'm not sure if it's okay to just walk in. But that's the least of my concerns right now. We're in the middle of something here. Can you come back later? My husband tried to remain calm and shoo my mother-in-law away. No, I'm not leaving. I've heard enough to get the gist of it. John, you're having an affair. Confronted by my mother-in-law, my husband choked up. Sure enough, a son is weak against his own mother. Ah, well, that's. My mother-in-law didn't hesitate to deliver a physical rebuke to my stammering husband. Ouch. Wow, that must hurt. What's this got to do with you, Mom? I can't stay silent. John. What do you think you're doing to your wife and kids? I want someone young and beautiful. Then why did you even get married? Everyone ages. You knew that. Look at me, I used to be beautiful too. This is what happens when you get older. Hey, a little defense for me would be nice. First of all, did you even help with the housework or childcare? Ah, well, somewhat. Liar. You did nothing. What's this somewhat? Explain yourself. My mother-in-law must have thought the same. My husband had nothing to say. And there it is, another punch. Ow, ow, ow. Quite satisfying, really. But it was surprising. My mother-in-law, who always nagged me, was now lecturing my husband. She's on my side, right? I wondered why. It was baffling. As I stood there dumbfounded, my mother-in-law's gaze turned to me. Yikes. Violet, why do you let John say whatever he wants? You have your own opinions, don't you? You started scolding him before I could get a word in. I missed my chance. Well, sorry about that. Say what you need to say. Yes, ma'am. Though I straightened up and responded, I asked what was on my mind first. Weren't you dissatisfied with me? Saying that I couldn't handle household chores, parenting, or work? Of course, I do. In times like these, you never know what might happen, so it's better to be capable of anything, isn't it? Huh? I've been telling you that even if you divorce such a son, you'd be in trouble, right? That's why I kept telling you it's better if you work. As I listened to my mother-in-law, I began to understand her intentions. So? You were always nagging me out of concern. What other reason would I have? It's not clear at all. I wish she had put it more gently. I was bewildered by this unexpected side of my mother-in-law. But, what is this feeling? I'm actually very happy. So, we're going to sell this apartment. John, you need to leave as soon as possible. My mother-in-law stated firmly. Turns out, this apartment actually belonged to my in-laws. They bought it for their retirement, but it would just deteriorate if no one lived in it until then. They let us live here for free until we could build our own home. What? But what about your retirement? My husband still tried to argue. I've discussed it with your father, and we've decided not to move from our current home, given how settled we are in the community. So? Once you leave, we plan to sell this apartment and use the money for our retirement. So hurry up and leave. But, wait, this is so sudden. The guy who tried to kick out his wife and kids on a whim is saying what now? Leave today. What? My mother-in-law no longer paid any attention to her son, my husband. Violet. Yes. You don't have anywhere to go, right? Come to our place. Yes. Wait, what? Our house is big, plenty of rooms to spare. We don't need rent. I'll take care of the housework and I'll help with the grandchildren. So you can do what you want without worry. Ah. You want to spend time with your children, right? You want to work, right? Enjoy delicious food, relax, and watch your adorable children grow up. That's the life you want, right? Yes. Tears started flowing. They just wouldn't stop. My tears fell on the cheeks of my children cradled in my arms. My daughter reached out her hand, noticing the droplets. When was the last time I really looked at my daughter's face? She's supposed to be cute, but I had lost the ability to see that. The days had been overwhelming. I'm sorry for only being able to speak harshly. I'm an old-fashioned woman. Even though I understand, it's hard to change. I nodded silently to my mother-in-law's words. My husband and I were truly happy to have you as our daughter. We were over the moon with the twins' birth. That's why I ended up being so harsh. I'm sorry. No. Thank you for worrying about me. I'm really happy to hear your kind words. My mother-in-law gently placed her hand on my tear-streaked face. It was incredibly warm. You've done well. I really think you've tried your best. So it's okay, now. You don't have to try so hard anymore. Yes, yes. My mother-in-law's words push me forward. I guess it's okay, now. It really is okay, isn't it? Today, I decided to stop trying so hard. So, I accept the divorce. From this point on, we're strangers. Goodbye. Oh, and make sure you pay child support. Since you admitted to cheating. I'll be expecting alimony as well. What? Ah, no, actually about the divorce. A man shouldn't back out of what he said so easily. Yes, ma'am. When I stood firm in the divorce discussion, taking a cue from my mother-in-law, my husband straightened up. I don't need a husband who doesn't help with housework or childcare, lacks compassion, and shows no love for his family. My mother-in-law nodded vigorously to my declaration of cutting ties. John, we're selling this apartment. Violet and the kids will stay with us. You can go wherever you want. What? Can't I go back to your house too? My husband looked pathetic, clinging to hope. My mother-in-law and I exchanged glances and then turned to my husband, saying no way, together. After that, my ex-husband John, turns out his affair partner was married too, and her husband found out, leading to a huge mess. With the alimony to me and child support, plus the alimony he owes her, he's struggling financially. His salary isn't that high to begin with. His life must be pretty tough now. He's living alone in a rundown apartment, surviving on cheap instant noodles every day. Apparently, my former in-laws are turning him away whenever he comes crying to them. The kids and I are living peacefully at my in-laws' house. I honestly felt conflicted about relying on them. But my mother-in-law said, "You're the mother of our beloved grandchildren. Even if you're legally a stranger now, you're an important person to us. Forget about the family registry. You're our precious daughter. Don't hold back." My quiet father-in-law listens with a smile. I'm filled with gratitude towards them. Come on, instead of crying, why don't you take the kids out for a walk? I'll prepare dinner and get the bath ready. Thank you so much. My mother-in-law smiled warmly. I realized that the usual park had unknowingly transitioned into the blooming season. I've been spending my days looking down, being careless. Now, I've finally managed to lift my head. Children's faces light up with broad smiles among the fully bloomed flowers. Parenting will surely continue to be filled with challenges. But with these smiles, I'm confident we can overcome them. I'm sure we'll be able to keep pushing forward. Beneath the fully bloomed flowers, I spread my arms wide.